Hey guys, welcome back to another video.
Hello guys, this is Grace. She's got her driving test when I come back off holiday. I'm not, this isn't, I'm not going to put that into the video, don't worry. I'm never going to start a video like that. Hello and welcome to this mock test video with Grace. Grace has got a test in a couple of weeks and this mock test was a great mock test for her. There was a couple of really sketchy moments and she nearly threw it away on one of those. But in all, she did a really good job. I am going to speed up parts of the video that aren't really that interesting because nothing really happens. So you can get on with your day. But this does take a little bit more time, so I really appreciate it if you like and subscribe to the channel if you find this video useful. Let's get straight into it. So I'll ask you one of the show me tell me questions, yeah, that you could get on your driving test. How would you do your side window down a little bit and then back up again?
Down.
So show me.
That was, I will get there. Right.
As long as you don't open the door. So it's not on that.
Somewhere along there.
Yeah, it's the little switchies.
What switch? Huh? You've lost me that time.
It's on the door, you've got the little switchy thing.
Not a switch thing. Oh. That's a window.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said mirrors.
Side window, no, it's side window.
No, you didn't. You said side mirrors.
Well, we'll watch the video back and we'll see. I think I said side window.
I swear you said side mirrors.
Alright, let me go again
now.
then.
Start again.
Show me, tell me question. Show me how you do your side window down and then back up again.
Of course, yes, thank you. Oh, sorry, don't put that bit in. I've just took both thumbs off the wheel.
Thank you very much.
Crop that bit out, please.
Crop that one little bit out. I'll cut the footage at that point, just to...
Oopsies!
No, we're going to be putting it in from all the way back there, because I want to know if I actually said mirrors or window. So yes, as mentioned here, great tyres and tarmac. It's really important to keep this distance from the vehicle in front, just in case the vehicle in front breaks down or rolls backwards or maybe even stalls as they try to set off. This gives you ample room to move around that vehicle if there's a problem. Grace does a great job here, just holding back, let the pedestrian cross the road. This isn't part of the new rule where pedestrians have priority because he's just crossing the road generally, but it's always good to ease off if you can see that they've committed to crossing.
Did you see that?
That's the emergency stop covered.
Yeah! So guys, I literally said anticipation. I don't know why I braked so aggressively. I do apologise for that, Simon.
So yes, unfortunately this was a minor fault marked due to the pressure applied to the brake. We actually stopped a little bit early as mentioned, so try and utilise the space that's available. Think about the vehicle behind as part of your brake pressure. The whole point. It doesn't need cropping out. It was an alright reaction. It was just, like you say, a bit sharp. At the roundabout, we're going to follow the signs for chefing. Okay?
Okay. Actually, do I need to be in? I think I need new glasses because I can't see. Middle lane. Well, I'm going in the middle lane either way, so. Okay. So I'm going in the middle lane. Could have gone in that lane as well, but I felt like the middle lane was a good choice. Okay. That was good, wasn't it? Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
No comment.
Sorry.
My narration will come in about now. Yes, the lane choice here was good. The middle lane brings us off in the left hand side of the bypass, which we call the normal driving lane. If she'd have chose the right lane, that would have put her in the overtaking lane, which is sometimes not the best thing to do on your driving test. So well done for the lane choice here.
Oh my god, I did do it right. You did.
That's it, so you trust your instinct. So as you can see here, we're on the 50 mile an hour limit, but we break into a national speed limit which is 70 mile an hour. The pace doesn't really increase, and therefore the vehicles in front start to move away from us a little bit. I don't think it would have been an overtake here, but make sure the speed keeps up with the flow of traffic. So she did pick up a minor fault here for not making good progress. When we get to the next roundabout, I would also like you to follow the signs for Sheffield.
Oh, it's so bad.
So again, on this roundabout, as we approach it, you will notice that there are 2 lanes going straight ahead. And Grace once again here chooses the left lane, which is the preferred lane. If you choose the right lane, you will exit on the fast lane or the overtaking lane of the bypass. So it's better to use the left lane and end up in the normal driving lane, which again is a lot easier to manage on your driving test.
You can.
Part of this mock test is getting comfortable with silence, isn't it?
Yeah, bloody hell. I hate silence. Silence should be banned. I gap too much for silence.
Really good work through that roundabout, kept excellent lane discipline, and you can see here that the car in front does cut in a little bit, but Grace eases off the gas, checks her mirror, and then cracks on down the road. Good work. When we get to the roundabout, I'd like to take the second exit, signposted Cutthorpe.
I really don't like this roundabout. This is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, this is a tricky one, isn't
I
it?
actually dream about this and it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Second exit.
Second exit, signposted Cutthorpe. So you can see here I'm looking for general mirror work, but one of the other things I'm looking for is Grace looking at the information boards provided on approach? Because this is key to the big roundabouts. If you don't gather that information, you will feel a little bit unsure if you're in the correct lane, and this will make you feel a little bit more nervous. So she assures me she was looking at the board in the debrief. She mentions that she knew what lane she needed to be in, so that's great. Great work getting out on the roundabout there. The visibility was obstructed, so she did the right thing. Hold off, make sure you can see, and then push. And a lovely exit check here as well. So great work on the roundabout. Now on your test you might see people jotting things, like you might see the examiner marking things down, but it doesn't mean you've done anything wrong, alright?
Okay.
So I'm writing down like points generally as well for debrief. So this was a very random situation to deal with on the driving test. The guy obviously got out of the vehicle to sort something out on the back of his truck, and Grace read this quite well. I think she realised that was what was happening, so she held off from overtaking this vehicle. Now if it had been much longer with the light going to green, I probably would have said let's push round it, but she read it well, so I think it was a really good decision just to hold off a few seconds to let that driver move on again.
Stopped to do that.
Turn left at the traffic lights.
Well, I won't be turning anyway.
Frustrating that you didn't get through, but well done for holding back on that bike lane and keeping that clear. let's take the next road on right.
I'm not going to be like that, am I, guys? Just thought I'd clarify that.
Now I'd like you to pull up behind the grey car, leave yourself enough room to move away again. Yeah, so about a car's length from the grey car. Yeah, so up behind it, about a car's length. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, stop, that's fine, thank you. And move on again when you're ready.
If I minded it like that. Oh, wait for this car.
Great decision to wait for that vehicle, as we would have pulled out and caused it to probably slow down. And also cancelling the signal, really important so we don't confuse anyone around us. So priority is key here, and this was the closest Grace got to failing her driving test. This is really important. You shouldn't really push around situations where the priority isn't yours. I gave this a minor fault due to the fact that she'd already got quite close to the situation and did manoeuvre into the gap, but I was very torn between this decision, so be very careful on your driving test. Take your time and don't rush situations like this. So you can see a similarity here in the meeting situation that we dealt with before. However, the priority has been switched now. Grace actually has priority here, but decides to stop for the van, which is understandable due to the amount of room that the van and the vehicles have to manoeuvre through. So this is acceptable, and I think it was a good decision in a way to let that traffic filter through and then push on. So just be careful with these meeting situations. Remember, priority is key.
End of the road at the roundabout, turn right, please.
Now, on approach to this roundabout, I had time to really focus on whether Grace was checking her mirrors, and I think I caught her out on this one, so it's a minor fault. Make sure you're checking your mirrors whenever you're changing speed or direction. Use the examiner's voice as a prompt to check your mirrors, because when they speak, usually it's to give you a direction. So think mirror, signal, maneuver.
When we get to the traffic lights, turn left.
Goodness gracious. Sorry, I just rolled my eyes. You said.
So as you can see, it started to rain a little bit, and it's really great that Grace took the initiative to start figuring out how to put those windscreen wipers on. On the driving test, you are responsible for keeping those windows clear. If the windows start to steam up, you should also know where the demister controls are. So great to see that she took the initiative here to do that.
Second show me tell me question then that I'm going to ask you is, how would you check your tread depth and that the general condition of the tyre is okay to use on the roads?
We'll look in your handbook thing to see what it should be. You can get a 20p and shove it in, and if it's like the same thing, then it is. And then if it's not right, you take it to a petrol station and use the machine.
We're going to go straight on at the roundabout.
If that made any sense. I think I answered all that you asked.
Second exit.
So unfortunately this wasn't the correct answer, so it's a minor fault, but I think the confusion was she was thinking about the tyre pressure and got the two questions muddled. We do talk about this in the debrief, so be sure to check out the end of the video where we go over this question. I hope you're enjoying this video so far and my breakdown of the faults that you could experience on your mock test. If you are, please remember to hit the like and consider subscribing to the channel for more future content that could help you pass your driving test. Thanks for watching.
At this roundabout, go straight ahead, second exit, signposted Walton?
Brampton.
Walton and Brampton.
Excellent.
End of the road, turn left.
I think I can't see anything, so I'm just going to go for it.
At the roundabout, turn right.
How many turns is there?
Okay, I'd like you to pull up on the right hand side of the road for me, where you think is suitable.
Now, this is a textbook pull up on the right. Grace does the right thing here, holding off, waiting for those vehicles to pass, and then pushes really nicely up to the curb. If you want to see how to do a pull up on the right, this is how you do it. So well done, Grace. This was a great effort.
Thank you. I'd like to reverse back 2 car lengths roughly in a straight line. Try and keep it relatively close to the curb, try not to touch the curb when you're ready.
So as you can see throughout the manoeuvre, some fantastic observations and keeping the car nice and straight moving backwards. Now there was a vehicle approaching, it was quite far away, so the only thing I mentioned in the debrief was just to make sure that the vehicles that are approaching are at a relative distance that we need to be concerned about them, and this helps us progress through the manoeuvre and get this manoeuvre done so that we can move on as soon as possible.
That's fine, thank you. And move on when you're ready.
Now, the only reason I slowed the video down here was because of the poodle with the pink socks. I mean, who doesn't love a poodle with pink socks? So we'll just hold this video here for a little while and enjoy that.
Got little pink socks on, hasn't it?
No. Oh.
Proper cute, that, isn't it?
I'm so bored.
Okay, enough about the pink poodle. What I really wanted to show you here is that the keep clear section was indeed kept clear. So that's great. This gives access to the car park on the left, and it's really important you look out for these areas on your driving test to avoid any faults or even a serious fault if you obstruct the access to one of these areas.
That's one cute.
It's proper cute, isn't it?
Should we go rub it?
I can imagine that would look really cool, wouldn't it, if I was just sat stroking it like this.
Yeah.
Just say, like a little poodle. Like a Bond villain.
Yeah, it'd be like the mascot of your channel. But that poor woman, she was waiting for it so she could cross and it didn't.
Okay, we've got 2 mini roundabouts coming up. I want you to turn right at the first one, straight on at the second one.
These 2 mini roundabouts can be really tricky, but Grace takes her time, and that's the most important thing on these smaller roundabouts, where it's very easy to get caught out by a vehicle that might approach a little bit quicker than you expected. So good work, taking your time, forward planning, and you're sure to get through these roundabouts with no issues.
Turn the wipers on initially. If you pull the windscreen wiper towards you, like give it a spray of like fresh water.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it like smears the windscreen, but when you put the fresh water on, it like clears it a bit better. I think it's just like the grime, you know what I mean? That first bit of rain.
It's just because your car's dirty.
Yeah, there is that. But I won't have to worry about it now because it will be washed on in the rain, which is good.
Couple of tight spots back there through the meeting situations, but we kept about a meter's clearance from the left hand side, which is really important. This ensures that if a door opens, we're not going to be too close to it that we can't react.
At the traffic lights up ahead, turn left.
For it to go slow up.
One click up will make it go on intermittent, so it will come on depending on the rain. Yeah, so if it rains a bit again, just 1 click up should sort it.
Also, coming up we have a bike lane, and as you can see, the distance from the left is kept clear and the bike lane again is kept clear, so that's great.
Roundabout, we're going to go straight on, signposted for Derby, second exit.
On approach to this roundabout, you can see the lorry approaching from the opposite side. There is a car on our right, but Grace identifies that the lorry is going to block the car on the right and keeps the car moving. So that's great to see. Again here you can see that the keep clear section is indeed kept clear. This offers Grace a little opportunity to have a little peek at the paperwork. Now I would encourage you not to do this on your driving test because it might distract you from the thing that's happening in front of you in the moment. And your best bet is to let the examiner decide what they're going to mark, and you just focus on the next task at hand.
I'm trying to look at it.
Stop trying to peek.
I'm actually sweating.
Or is it a bit warm? Let me turn this up. So do that window up. I'll turn it up. So otherwise
Turns.
it'll be loud.
Here the road merges from 2 lanes into 1, and it's really good to see some right checks going in just to make sure no one is progressing down the right hand side of our vehicle.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Right. So that's the end of the driving test, yeah? It was a good effort.
Did I fail?
I'm going to run through the things as we go, all right? So, obviously set off from here, no problem, down the road there. The first fault was that brake pressure on that crossing, because it changed on you. You said anticipate it, but then you like overreacted to it. But
Well,
you
no, it was just
you looked in your mirror,
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
made sure that, well, obviously you'd already started to kind of brake, but it happened quite quickly. But the main thing is just try and use that available space, because you brake quite suddenly. You braked quite early, and you ended up with loads of room in front of you. Yeah. So the brake pressure was just a bit full on, weren't it?
What does that mean?
Right, mirror signal maneuver.
Oh, right.
So throughout your drive, there was mirror checks that were missed, which is the norm. Like every mirror check is not always going to be caught. The challenge for the examiner is to see you not checking your mirror at certain points. They can't just mark it if they don't think you checked.
Right.
They need to know.
Right.
So there's a couple of junctions where I'm specifically looking at you. Like I'm like, is she checking her mirror?
Yeah.
Could you tell there was no?
Because I was too busy focusing on my mirrors.
Yeah. Well, there was a couple where you missed. Yeah, there was a couple where you missed. So it's something that you just have to keep on top of. Remember, when you change speed or direction, your mirrors always need to be checked. They're scattered about. So when I edit this, I'll obviously have my little bing, bing for mirrors. Yeah. I don't think it was crazy, but there was definitely like probably about 3-4 definites. Yeah. So just obviously be careful. Nah, you'll see. Yeah, you'll see. All right. So the first potential serious fault was actually something where you're on the bypass and it's a 50-mile-an-hour limit on that first part of the bypass after the Hornsbridge roundabout, and then it goes to 70. But we didn't like really push any extra speed when we hit the 70. We kind of stayed.
The car in front of me.
No, because they'd moved away from us. So they'd gone, initially they were in front of you, but the gap was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we were just sort of sitting around 48. That was where we were. So you just need to make sure you make good progress. Like, the reason I said I don't know is because it wasn't really busy. There wasn't anyone behind you. There wasn't anyone that had to go around you. It was just kind of like we were just cruising along. But I know people do fail for this kind of thing. So just remember, if you're on a 70, which is the national, isn't it, which is the circle with the line through, just be mindful of picking the speed up a bit more. Yeah, if you can. All right. Whitmore then, second exit. We're coming down to that, and at the end of it you're kind of like going, I think it's this one, I think. Like, you should know at that point that it's that one.
But I don't like that roundabout. That's the only reason I was saying I think.
You didn't do anything wrong.
I hate that roundabout.
You didn't do anything wrong. That was good. You actually did it perfect. But I noticed, I was trying to see if were you looking at the boards?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was trying to figure it out from the boards, and I was like,
yeah.
I just don't like that roundabout.
Yeah. So the second information board's got like the lines, hasn't it, like that, and it tells you exactly where to be.
Yeah, that's where I looked afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
If you notice in the video, when you watch it back, I looked at the first board and then I was like, I think it's this one, and then I confirmed that it was that one.
Okay, that's great. I couldn't see if you were looking at the board, so that's great that you were, because you did it perfectly fine, so that was good. Your set off was nice as well, so that was fine, yeah. Then we pulled up at the side of the road behind the silver car, no problem there, you did that fine. Right, so the meeting situation, this is where your second potential serious fault is. So when that car, you're on a bend and there was 2 parked cars, and you could see that oncoming vehicle, but you went round that first car and then you said they could have waited for me. But remember, it's not your it's their priority. But you tucked back into the next gap, but you did cause that vehicle to change its speed. So that, remember, is a criteria on the test. Don't cause another vehicle to change speed or direction. So a safer bet there would have just been to wait, because you were going to wait anyway in that second gap. Does that make sense? So remember, you were like, oh, she could have just waited for me. But no, she doesn't have to. Yeah, or whatever. But it's
well, he could have done.
He could have, yeah, but it's his priority.
Well, yeah,
so you should have been the one that went, I'm not going. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you kind of, I'm glad you didn't try and go past the whole lot. I'm glad you tucked back in, because that might have been your saving grace. Yeah, that one moment there, because that first, yeah, like I say, priority is key. I'd marked it as a minor.
Thanks, Queen.
Because it was on the bend and he did just sort of appear. Exactly. So there is a bit of a 50-50 there, but be very, very careful with that. Okay. Show me, tell me questions then. You got a minor fault because you answered that one a little bit wrong. So I asked you about the tread depth, and you started going on about checking the manual and using the 20p piece, and you didn't actually give me the tread depth. So this correct.
1.6.
That's what I wanted. 1.6.
I didn't know what you were asking.
Well, that's what I'm asking you, isn't it?
1.6 millimeters.
Yeah, and that there should be no damage, cuts. Yeah. So you know it, but you were telling me about looking in the book for the. I think you were thinking about. You said it. You were going on the pressure. I think the tyre pressure. Yeah. So you got muddled. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Minor fault, no problem. I noticed on some of the roundabouts down in Home Hall.
I don't know what it is.
Where they're two like medium-ish size roundabouts, and we went straight on at both of them.
Yeah.
You coasted a bit on one of them, so that's basically keeping the clutch down, and you're kind of rolling in. And then just remember exit checks as well. You were doing them a bit on and off today, like when we exiting a roundabout.
I did them on every roundabout.
No, you didn't. No.
I did.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Yes,
but
we will.
The left side, you're slow. When it's specifically the one where you coasted, that was the one where I noticed it. So just remember to have a little look down that left hand side. Exit checks, we call it. Pull up on the right was perfect. Yeah. When you stop for the approaching vehicles, just appreciate the distance of them, because I think you could have kept moving a bit more with that red car. But you did do the right thing, but they were very far away. Do you get that? So relative distance is important. How far away are they from you? The main thing you're watching out for is, are they going to pull up behind you? Are they going to turn into the driveway behind you? That's what you're watching out for. So you did the right thing, but just let them get a bit closer. Okay. One of the mirror checks I noticed was specifically on the Morrison's roundabout when we were turning right. Okay, so that's I've talked about mirrors generally. Onto Derby Road on the roundabout. You did that perfect. Yeah, that one where you saw the lorry come in, you took the opportunity to go across. That was really good to see. Kept the keep clear on the floor. That was very good. Just literally at the end here, your distance from the curb is very far away, because you're coming in.
Well, I can change it if you want.
No, it's fine where it is now, because this is where you've stopped. But you're coming in, and then what you're tending to do is like you're looking in here, but because you're looking in here, you're turning that way.
Yeah, but I've got fear of hitting the curb.
But you hadn't hit the curb on that initial one where you're pulling up. Look out your window. Look, you're actually facing out into the road now.
Well, yeah, but
so focus out the window, not in the mirror, because that
is he drove up the curb. I don't want to do that.
That's a reflection.
Well, yeah. But
so that's showing you the rear of the vehicle. So the more you turn to the right, the more that looks.
Well,
does that make sense? Yeah. So
it's not on my side of the road, so it's fine.
You're okay, but it is a bit far away. So just look out this window. Judge it by what you see out there as well. It's okay to glance there, but don't stare there, because that's what made you steer away. Okay. So that is the end of the test. So there's a couple of potential serious faults in there.
Either way,
but I think, I don't think it was bad. I'll look when I mark it up proper. I'll have a good look at it, and I'll obviously give you that. No, I think you're okay. I think you did all right there, based on all of the. But the thing with the test is sometimes things are so close to being either a serious fault or a minor fault that you have to just be very careful that you don't make these sort of little errors. Okay.